Hi guys, hello. How are you all going today? I hope all is well and that all in good spirits. I have something I want to share with you guys, but I'm waiting for the rest of you to come in before I actually begin to share my experience with you guys. You know what? I'll go ahead. I know a lot of you were on my live last night at Pricemart, and I know I cut off the live at Pricemart right when I was about to cash my groceries. And then something happened. Now, my sister-in-law, as you all may recall, because you all were there with me on the live, you all recall that my sister-in-law was actually there shopping with me. So she was in front of me to cash. And so she went up to the cashier and began cashing her goods. So I was in the back still talking to you guys and preparing to close up the live. I remember telling you all when I saw that she was more or less finished cashing, I said, you know what, if you all see that the tripod is facing one place or the picture is facing one place, it's because I'm about to cash. So when I was about to put my stuff on the belt to get it cashed at Pricemart, this was the cashier's behavior. Come quick. So I looked at her and she was like again, sister, come quick. So I kept my composure. And I said to myself, probably this young lady having a bad day because I know it's Christmas and the people have to stand in long hours. And I'm human, I understand that. I was out whole day yesterday, so I of all persons understand that, it could be hard. So as I was about to put this stuff on the belt, or I began to put it out, she said, see this chickenness? I just closed in here. Just as I tell you all, just so the young lady was going to know. I know the young lady, she went to school with my sister. She went to the same school I was going to. And, the behavior was kind of, what she did, she turned and she walked over to her desk and got something, and then she came back, opened up the register, and she started checking money. Now, I am in a line with people standing behind me. Hi, Kendall, love, how are you going? I'm in a line with people behind me at that time, right? And when I realized the woman really closed off and I am in front of the counter, she's there checking the money. I simply walked, if you all know Pricemart is, I walked through the space, walked behind and went over to the back of her where they had some staff there, and I said good night. I said, who's the manager here? And the manager identified herself. I said, listen, I'm here to cash some groceries and I realized that this lady is having a bad day, and I could understand that. I said, but that's not the way you deal with customers. And I turned and I walked back to the trolley. The manager walked across to her and told her something, and I could tell by her body language, she wasn't very loud. She was telling the manager something. So when I realized that both of them standing there and we are still waiting, I'm still waiting. My sister-in-law at that time has finished cash and she's waiting on the other side. I said to them, I said, listen, if she doesn't want to cash me, please put me to another line. At this time, I'm a bit, but I wasn't loud, I know I could get loud. I wasn't loud at that point. And the manager turned and said, she didn't say she don't want to cash you. Mind you, while I'm telling you what transpired, please read my expressions, right? She didn't say she don't want to cash you. I said, all right then. In my mind, I didn't say it out loud. And so the manager turned and she went back, and the young lady came with the thing to cash. And she came at my trolley. Let's say, no, I don't want to break my vase. So let me see if I can get something else what I could show you all. But let's say, right, she came to my trolley, said this is my trolley and this is the beeping thing that I have to ting down. She come down. With the one item she did this on, it registered about 3 times. So I'm watching now, and my sister-in-law doing me this from the back. She started doing me this. Like if she telling me calm myself. And the young lady went on, and she just flinging my goods in the trolley. I still didn't say anything. You see, when she started to take the stuff that I had on the belt, and she took my stuff from on the belt, and as she cashed it, she did this. That is what the young lady did with my thing. Only I'll lose it. I like to tell Ole, a chip I went off. I say it's dog food, and my mouth could be big. So it was big. I felt like the whole of Pricemart stood still in Mousica last night. The manager came across quickly and another member of staff. And, you know, at that point, I tried to keep it down, but I couldn't keep it down. I felt like if I really exploded. I said, this is madness. I said, I could understand if you're tired. I am a human being. I've dealt with the public. I have been placed in situations like this. But I don't respond to people like this. Simply because, yes, Kenda, simply because it's a service I'm offering. I'm a government worker. It's a service I'm offering. I said, so don't deal with me like that. I said, what do you think I am? Right? And, well, the manager came and was telling her something, and then apparently she began to cry and walk away. I could tell that this woman was stressed. Right? However, you cannot be selling in a supermarket and dealing with my things like this. When you catch my thing, you just do that because you're mad and fling my thing down there. No. You can't deal with people like that. Right? The managers came. I not telling her, I said, listen, I say you pay for all those stuff because I don't want anything there. And you all know, well, you always shopping with me. The stuff that I said, I don't want anything. The manager came across, she left the counter, and they asked me if I wouldn't like them to cash me at this point, which is what they should have done from the inception of the thing. You see, when I went to the manager, I didn't go loud, I didn't go anyhow. You had to know that I went to tell the manager something because she came across and said, I wasn't loud, I wasn't anything. But this is what they did at that point. And guys, they came, they cashed me out, they apologized while we going out the door. People offering to drop the thing by our goods by the car. I don't know if it's a new service they offer, you know what? But they started to offer, about 2 of them offered us to carry our stuff to the car, and we refused because, you know, the guys were with us and they were out by the truck. And I went out there and I remember, wait, let me pull up a bit. Before I left there was a Spanish woman who was on the other side with my sister-in-law cashing and stuff. And she was like, Coral, and she said, well, you know how she could show the woman thing? She was in Spanish, and yeah, but she was like, how she could do this? She was attesting to the fact that it was wrong. It had people on the other side saying, but this is madness. You could see the response of cashiers who were there. Apparently, this is a normal behavior of the young lady. Based on how people were reacting, like this, especially members of staff that were cashing, from what I noticed, I observed, apparently, you know, this is a normal thing with the young lady. I walked outside, and as I walked outside, we carried the stuff to the vehicle, and I was walking back to use the bathroom. People kept stopping me and telling me, don't make these people raise their pressure. You know, she was wrong, don't make the people raise their pressure. And all I felt, I could have hardly spoken, I tell you the truth. You remember I was to go to the other grocery, I didn't go anywhere. I felt, first of all, I must say, when I went to the car and all of that, while my sister-in-law were talking and telling my brother and my brother-in-law what went on, I started to feel bad. Because first of all, I said, Lord, I lost it like that. I've tried. You know, I have tried, and I really want to represent God in everything I do, and all I really, really tried. So first of all, I was embarrassed at the fact that I would have embarrassed God. I didn't curse, but I was loud. I knew I made a scene, because I really lost it. And then with the whole thing, you know, I was really tense. I wasn't feeling good. I started to feel like I wanted to vomit. I started to get headaches. Was the worst, right? I swear at that point in time, my blood pressure was high, sky high. On top of that, if you weren't live, I constantly kept saying how hungry I was. So remember, I opened one of the children's juice, and I had one of the juice and stuff. I had one of the juice to drink. So on top of that, I know I was hungry. Tried to eat after all of that, and I was so upset, my stomach, like I couldn't eat. But I want to say something. I should not have behaved. I should not have lost my cool in Pricemart last night. So I'm vexed with I'm disappointed, not for losing my cool that the way I lost my cool in Pricemart last night. But I also want to say something. And I think I would not only make a live about this, but I would make a separate video about it. Yeah, I was hungry. Remember I was saying again, I was so hungry last night. I was hungry. And, but I want to say something. You know something I noticed about Pricemart? These people are standing there constantly. They don't have a chair to sit. And apparently they work long hours. And they are human beings as well. Right? So they stand on their feet the entire day. I know it could be difficult. People have their own personal things dealing with. And the fact that you have to stand there dealing with different personalities for the day, because people could just be difficult, that could be hard on you. People have the personal things, as I say, going on in their lives besides that. But the same way they have their personal stuff, we have our personal stuff going on as well. Everybody have their stuff going on. And so Pricemart needs to do better in that aspect, because they too are human beings. Secondly, it matters not what you are going through. That behavior is unacceptable. I am paying for, as a matter of fact, you see that little blue thing with a spare $100 and how much dollars for to renew every year? It doesn't make me a customer, it makes me a member. I am a member of that institution, right? It gives me membership. I wonder if some of them know what membership means. I am a member of Pricemart. I expect when I come there to be treated as such. I pay membership. It's not a free thing, I pay membership. We pay membership in Pricemart. You all have to do better than that. I do not wish that the young lady lose her job or anything like that, but something needs to be addressed. That woman needs to be spoken to. The rest of staff, they need to do a check on the rest of staff as well to make sure that something like this does not occur again. And honestly, at this point, I don't think I'll be returning to Pricemart. You all might go to Pricemart all the time. But honestly, I do not think, I was weighing everything in the balance last night, and I'm saying, if I'm being honest, you get a lot of better deals outside of Pricemart. You all were even telling me that in the grocery hauls that I've made in the past. On top of that, besides the fact that you get better deals when you check around outside of Pricemart, Pricemart may carry things that we may not get in other supermarkets. We may not, right? But besides the fact that we get better deals, other than that, Jesus help me to calm myself. I pay membership, which means I pay a little more. I pay more. I don't pay, just like we pay more. We pay $200 a year or $190 something a year for membership. So we even pay. It's not like you offer something so low, like when Pricemart came out initially and they had good prices and the supermarket association started to kick up because it was so cheap. It's not like that anymore. As a matter of fact, paid membership should be withdrawn from Pricemart because it's robbery when I sit down and I think about the whole thing. I had enough time to think about the thing last night after this whole thing. All I came home and I was going to make a video that hour last night when I was finished, had a bath which was after 12. And I said, Mika, you need to bathe, have a rest on it. As a matter of fact, I spend most of my day-to-day in downtime. Right? I was more or less down. Just don't care. I saw that you. Where is it? Yeah, they need to get something for the people them to sit on. They need to get chairs for these young ladies to sit on and treat them like people. Right? But I don't think I'll be going back in Pricemart. The way I feel right now, I do not think I'm going back in Pricemart. When I study the entire situation, I would not be going back in Pricemart. At least I don't think so. Because you all are not doing me any favors. You all are not doing me any favors. And I like to be fair, and I like to put myself in people's position. Right? I know it could be difficult. I know it could be difficult. I never told you all where I'm working, and I wouldn't come out now and tell you all where I'm working. But I know as a fact that it has been difficult. I worked in a labor section, I work in a account section, I work, frontline where I dealt with, where I have to deal with people. Right? So I know it could be difficult, but at the end of the day, you are rendering a service that you are getting paid for. That service is putting food on your table. You can't do people that. Or we could fling my groceries so darling, I go chip. I chip, yes, I go chip. You can't fling my groceries so, man. Oh gosh, it's dog food. When you dent up all my things, it's dog food. Come on. Come on, we have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. And as far as I'm concerned, had better intervention taken place by the manager. When I came to the manager at that point in time, all of that could have been. That didn't have to occur. Right? That did not have to occur had they intervened, the manager intervened and done something better than, because I told her when I realized what was going on, I said, listen, if she don't want to cash my goods, just put me up in another cash and I'll cash. You all saw how long the line was at Pricemart last night. You all saw how long we stayed in the line talking, so you all know I'm not. And I just thank God that I ended the live the time I ended it. You know that? I really thank God that it ended the time they ended it. Right? Right. I'm grateful that it ended the time that it ended. Because this entire situation is unacceptable. I deem it unacceptable. For far too long, we pay for inconveniences in our country, and I always say that. You have to travel, it's loud music, it's this, it's that, obscene language in the songs, and we're paying for that service. Right? While we have to travel. We go to the grocery to buy things, is an attitude. You know, I have never really experienced any bad thing in most places, I must say that, right? But I've heard about people talking about it over and over and over and over again. And we have to sort of look at this thing differently. We have to understand this because of these people, don't care how stupid they may appear. Don't care how stupid these people may appear. Don't care how they will get you on your last nerve, because people have the time. It happens people could do that, you know. Get you on your last nerve. You just have to stand firm because of the position you hold, because of the office you hold. You have to stand firm. There are things you may not like, but you have to learn to smile it through and to see I did not aggravate you. I did not aggravate that young lady. She was aggravated, and I am saying probably because she had a long day. Probably it was tiresome, but let me tell you something. Before I started to go live yesterday, those of you who follow me, who are basically all of my lives, before I started to go live, I went live where? I went live at FCMC, then from FCMC I went live at the mall, and then at Pennywise. Listen, that is just half of my day I went live for. I was out, up and about. I think I mentioned that in one of the lives. I have been up and about for the entire day. We were up and about for the entire day. So yes, we have our issues as well. We have our issues as well. If I could help it, I'll go back in time last time, because I'm not proud of the way I behaved. I'm not proud. I tell myself, Mika, you left them thing behind, and you leave it behind a long time. Right? But the old man jumped out last night. The old man jumped out last night. And I'm not proud of that. I didn't curse the old man. I didn't curse, but I know I was very loud. But all you have to, as well as I accept that I should not have behaved the way I behaved, you all have to accept responsibility for that nonsense that took place there last night. Right? And you know what my sister-in-law told me after? She said, I don't know how you only realized the manner in which this young lady was crying about until she flinged the container of the thing on top of the counter. She said because she going along, I keep showing you this, but I wasn't even aware, because you know we stand at distance apart. There was all this ruction going on in the back of me. In front of me for that matter. I wasn't even aware there was all that ruction going on in front of me. No, no, we had to do better. We had to do better than that. We have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. And you know what was even worse? I know the young lady, you know, normally when I come to Pricemart, and I reach up, because most of my sisters, people say that we all have one face. But she, as I said, she went to school with my elder sister, so she would always tell me, she would always tell me, hi, how Dan is going, say hello to Diane for me. And, you know, so it was just so, The whole thing last time was just so unfortunate. Unfortunate. And you know what last night also taught me? Sometimes people do things that they don't even want to do. And I once heard somebody say that anybody could kill somebody. And I'm going somewhere with this, right? Anybody could kill somebody because all it takes is the moment, the heat of the moment. Hence the reason why some people could walk away. They won't be charged for murder or manslaughter because they call it provocation. And once the act is committed, within that same time, they don't walk away and come back. You could walk free because people just chip. People just really chip. And last night I saw that because I felt like if I just exploded. People, everybody had their stresses. We all have our stresses. We live in a world with a lot of stressed people, with a lot of busy people, and we all have our issues. Yours may not be mine may not be yours, but that doesn't mean that we don't have issues. Not only that, we see people dying left, right, and we are not better than that. We just need to do better than that. So I'm highly disappointed, not only in myself, but at the service I receive at Pricemart. And because of that, I don't think I would be going back to Pricemart. You may not miss my money, but it's all right. It's okay. I don't think I'll be going back to Pricemart. So with all that said, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, because you know what today is for me. It's Friday. It's the day that I prepare for Sabbath. And the dinners never seems to have enough hours, so I don't seem to most time get things done. But Daddy cooked yesterday, thank God, so it have food remaining for today and for tomorrow. So until we see again, guys, take care. And guys, take care. And Natty, I'm keeping you in my prayers. So guys, take care. Bye.